Attention passionate Pittsburgh Steelers fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the AFC North and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Pittsburgh Steelers' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Pittsburgh Steelers fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your friends and Pittsburgh Steelers fans. Let's get to the news now, folks. Let's talk about something that's been buzzing around the NFL and specifically around the Steelers fan base. It's no secret that the start of the 2025 season has already thrown a lot of surprises our way. But what happened in Week 1 is something that we're still digesting, and it could have repercussions that stretch well beyond just one game. We saw the Steelers come out with a remarkable performance, led by none other than Rodgers, and it's safe to say that this isn't just a flash in the pan. This is a statement, a signal that the Steelers are back in contention, and that Rodgers, in his first game with Pittsburgh, is already making a significant impact. You might have seen the game, or maybe you're just catching up now, but what Rodgers accomplished on Sunday was nothing short of extraordinary. Coming into this game, there was a lot of skepticism. After all, Rodgers hadn't played a single preseason snap, and many wondered how quickly he could mesh with Arthur Smith's offense, especially after a season that was, let's be honest, a bit of a roller coaster for the veteran quarterback. But if there's one thing Rodgers has shown throughout his career, it's resilience and an ability to perform under pressure. And boy, did he deliver. Completing 22 of 30 passes for 244 yards and 4 touchdowns, 0 interceptions, in his debut with the Steelers, that's no small feat. I mean, that's practically a perfect start. And what's even more impressive is that Rodgers didn't just throw for yards and touchdowns. He also showcased leadership, poise, and football IQ, especially in the final moments of regulation. With just 2 minutes left, the Steelers were driving, and Rodgers led the offense into field goal range, setting up the team for the game-winning kick. That's clutch performance, folks. That's the kind of stuff that makes fans and analysts sit up and take notice. Because, let's face it, the Steelers have historically been known for their tough, physical defense. But this year, it's clear that Rodgers' presence is elevating the entire team's confidence and offensive production. And speaking of offensive production, it's worth highlighting how historic this debut was for Rodgers. He became the first Steelers quarterback since Ben Roethlisberger to throw 4 touchdown passes in a single game during Week 1. That's right, since Big Ben in 2007, no other Steelers QB had managed to do that in their first game of the season. And Rodgers managed it in his very first game with Pittsburgh. That's a testament to his skill, his experience, and his ability to adapt quickly to a new system and team dynamics. It's also a sign that the Steelers' offense, which has had its ups and downs in recent seasons, might be on the verge of a renaissance. Now, let's not forget that this game was a real roller coaster. The Steelers won 34-32 against the Jets, and it was far from a smooth ride. The Jets outgained Pittsburgh on the ground, 182 yards to the Steelers' 53, and they put up a fight, especially in the passing game. But despite the yards given up on the ground, the Steelers' defense showed resilience, especially in the fourth quarter, where they outscored New York by 11 points to seal the victory. Rodgers' 4 touchdowns made the difference, especially considering that he connected with 4 different receivers: DK Metcalf, Calvin Austin III, Ben Skowronek, and Jonnu Smith, demonstrating his ability to distribute the ball to multiple targets and keep the Jets' defense guessing. And this is where the story gets even more interesting. The team's top 2 receivers on Sunday were DK Metcalf and Calvin Austin III, which is notable because it shows the depth and versatility Rodgers can bring to this offense. Having multiple targets that can make plays is crucial as the season progresses, especially when facing some of the tougher defenses in the AFC North and beyond. Now, I know what some of you might be thinking. Yes, the Steelers' defense gave up a lot of yards, but that's often the case early in the season, especially with new schemes and players still syncing up. What matters is the result, and Pittsburgh's victory, with Rodgers at the helm, shows that this team is developing a new identity, one that combines a potent passing game with their traditional grit and resilience. This game also raises some serious questions about the division. The AFC North has always been one of the most competitive divisions in the league, with teams like the Ravens, Bengals, and Browns always lurking as threats. But now, with Rodgers leading this Steelers offense, the division could be in for a shakeup. Think about it. A quarterback of Rodgers' caliber, even at 41, showing he can still perform at an elite level, together with a defense that, despite some lapses, remains tough and physical. The Steelers are positioning themselves not just as contenders, but as favorites for the division crown, especially if Rodgers can maintain this level of play. And let's talk about the bigger picture here. This isn't just about one game, it's about the message this sends to the rest of the league. Pittsburgh is back in the conversation, and Rodgers' debut is proof that he's still got plenty of magic left in his arm. It also raises expectations for the team's future, for the next games, and for what might be possible with him at the quarterback position. The fact that Rodgers managed to come into this game with no preseason reps and still put up such a performance is a testament to his professionalism and dedication. It's also a reminder that the Steelers, under the guidance of a veteran like Rodgers, are primed for a serious postseason push. Now, I want to highlight some of the key takeaways. First, Rodgers' 4 touchdowns in his first game with Pittsburgh is a historic achievement, one that ties him to the best of the best in Steelers history. Second, his leadership in clutch moments, especially in the final 2 minutes, shows he's fully integrated into the team's fabric and can be counted on when it matters most. Third, the offense looks dynamic and versatile, capable of attacking defenses through the air with multiple weapons. And finally, the defense, despite giving up yards, showed grit and resilience, which will only improve as the season goes on and the team gels more. The expectations for the Steelers now are sky high. Fans are dreaming of a deep playoff run, maybe even a Super Bowl appearance, especially with Rodgers leading the charge. The AFC North is going to be a battlefield, no doubt, but Pittsburgh's showing in Week 1 signals that they're a team to watch. The way Rodgers has already energized the locker room and the fan base is something special. It's a reminder of why so many of us love this game, because every season brings new stories, new heroes, and new opportunities for greatness. And if this first game is any indication, we're in for a very exciting ride ahead. Remember, this is just the beginning, and there's plenty more football to be played. But one thing is for sure, the Pittsburgh Steelers, with Aaron Rodgers now leading their offense, have taken a significant step forward. They're not just looking to compete, they're aiming to dominate. And with a quarterback who has already made history in his first game, the future looks incredibly promising. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YouTube algorithm to keep recommending the latest Pittsburgh Steelers news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. So as we wrap up today's update, I want to leave you with a final thought. The Steelers have laid down a marker, and Rodgers' performance is the headline of the week. But what does this mean for the AFC North and the rest of the league? Well, it means that Pittsburgh isn't just a team to watch. They're a team that's back in the fight, with a quarterback who can still deliver at the highest level. The division is about to get even more intense, and the Steelers are right in the thick of it. Now, I want to hear from you, Steelers fans. What do you think about Rodgers' debut? Do you believe this is the start of something big, a new chapter for the franchise? Drop your thoughts in the comments below because your opinion matters so much to us and to the Steelers. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, more analysis, and all the latest news from Heinz Field and beyond. So stay tuned, stay passionate, and as always, keep supporting the black and gold. Let's make this season one to remember.